Good morning, everyone. Welcome to day 4 of my 5-day free health spring reset. I hope that you are all doing really well and that, that you know the information that I've been giving you hasn't been too overwhelming, and that you can implement that daily, making those small changes, because small changes do make a difference. And all this information is free. So in terms of what you have to follow on is also free. You don't have to go out and get a bunch of supplements. You don't have to, join this, join that, do this, blah, blah. You can do all this from your home, and you can do this, at a cost of nothing, essentially. So you are very welcome to join me in a one-on-one coaching program, or into, I've got 6 weeks and I've got 3 weeks in terms of like really figuring out what you need to do to reset your health, to fine-tune your health. Maybe you're doing, well, and you just need to just tweak a few things that you can't quite figure out. And then, or maybe you really need to overhaul everything. And so, it's up to you. There's lots of options for you, but just even getting through this week and implementing some of these strategies, I'm sure you will find that it makes a big difference to your health. I popped a few PDFs in the Facebook group. So if you're not in the Facebook group, please join that, and there'll be a bunch of information in there for you to, support you in this. So there's a PDF on how to have the perfect quantum health day. So the quantum essentially means energy, frequency, vibration, things that you can't see. So we're going deeper than just the cells. We're going into frequency. We're going into communication from nature and how that does help. So today, the other book that I posted was just a small book on how sugar affects the body, and the sneaky names for sugar, what it does to your brain, how it affects you, and just if you need to detox from sugar, which at some point I think we all need to wean ourselves off sugar. I have a great 21-day program and a huge workbook to go with that, so that's available, ready to go anytime you are. Okay, so this week or today, I want to talk about essentially your mindset, and where we get stuck, and also how your thoughts create your reality in terms of health. So what this means for us is essentially our thoughts create our reality. Each day we have thoughts and beliefs in a system that we've been brought up in and set about in. So if you, for example, you're born in Australia, we're all told to believe we're in the lucky country, and that we're easygoing, and that you go to school, you go to university, or you get a job, and then you buy a house, you have children, and that's what your standard information is if you're growing up in Australia. And other countries have similar beliefs, but then there are other countries that's just not the norm for them. There's many other options in terms of what you can achieve in life. So each day we have just on repeat with our programming. And if you've ever done any of the Joe Dispenza work, he really explains this quite well. So I would recommend that you look that up. But good morning, Gordana. So what I want to offer you is that what are the beliefs that you have around your health? What's the programming you have around your health? Maybe you were born into a family who, we're told things are genetic. It kind of makes me a little bit crazy, because, in terms of genetics, our health is essentially our lifestyle choices. And you may be in a family where you're, you might say we're big boned, or, diabetes runs in the family, or heart health runs in the family. So what this essentially is it's a genetic display. So it's how your genes will choose to display your lifestyle choices. That can be hard to hear for some people, but essentially your genetics are responsible for your height, your hair color, how big your nose grows, what you would see as similarities within your family is definitely genetics, and you take genetics from both parents and the generations gone past. But your health, most of your health choices will be a genetic display. And so this can be interrupted at any time and changed at any time you make a choice to do something differently. And also, when I was talking about energy and frequency, which is the quantum world, that's also beliefs that we have running in our system and thoughts that we have running in our system. So if we think that, oh, we're too old, or we're too this, or it's in my family, like that, we will make that true for ourselves. It's like the reticular activating system. You know, you're like, oh, I'm looking to buy a new car and it's this model and I want this color. And then all of a sudden, that's all you see. Our brain will produce this for us. It's switched on to find these things. So part of what we teach, especially in the quantum world, and my coaching, is your belief systems. And I help you to shift your thoughts and see what's a habit, see what's an addiction, but also uncovering some of those limiting beliefs that you might have around your health, and that you think that it's just not possible for you. You've tried all the different things. You know, there's so many diets, so much health advice, so much this, so much that, and it can be overwhelming. It can be exhausting, and often your body doesn't want to change. It doesn't want to shift. So again, getting your mindset to a place where it's going to work for you versus against you. And that means undoing these belief systems. And so I can help in that sense with, we do hypnotherapy and we do a lot of intentional work and mindset work where we can shift what your beliefs are about your health. So for example, for me, you know, when I first discovered this work, and I thought, you know, as children, we were all very tall, very thin, and genetically, I thought we were blessed. Like, it was cool. We didn't have to worry about weight. I could eat what I liked. And, you know, as I got older, things started to show up for me, that when I spoke about my sugar addiction, that I was at the point of having diabetes and tons of brain fog and hypoglycemia. So like up and down all day long, exhausting. And, you know, it's a hard way to live when your body is doing its best to survive and you're not feeding it the right nutrition and giving it the right habits. So that for me was a massive wake-up call. But the other thing for me was my cousin, who was the exact same age as me, developed breast cancer, and so she's not here with us today. And so I watched her go through her 10-year struggle of health, and I'm like, these are my genes. She is like, we were born 6 months apart or 10 months apart. She is me, only just, you know, the same family genetics, all of the things. But, you know, lifestyle played a huge part in that. And fortunately for me, I am still able to be alive today and, you know, make choices that support my health and my genetics. So then I saw other family members just getting bigger, and like obesity was a problem, and other things just become more and more of a problem. Like, well, oh, these are my genes. I need to be careful. Things are changing for our family. It's not just off we go easy. So when you stand back and you have a look and you are honest with yourself, and you can see where you're not supporting your health through lifestyle choices, but also mindset. So the other thing that happened to two of my family members who both died before they were 50 from a form of cancer was that the doctor said, this is how long you have. And it was exactly like essentially what the doctor said, because they told them this, and their brains went about making it true, proving it true, which is what I said about your reticular activating system. It can make that true if you want it to. So we want to take that and make it work for us instead of against us. So that is where the programming and the mindset. And so for me, a few years ago, I had a broken knee. And I think that was part of, you know, my higher being saying, can you just slow down? You need to take a break. And me not feeling supported in certain ways, it shows in your feet and in your legs. And spiritually, you are connected again in so many ways, not just as a 3D being, to you know, other things at life that are at play. And we just think we're this one-dimensional being, but we're not. There's so much more. So being aware of this and where your thoughts are Are they supporting you, or are they working against you? And so that's where we create exhaustion, we burn out, we have, our willpower disappears, and we ended up just repeating the same habits because it's just easier. So part of this work is to really go deep into the subconscious, unconscious mind to see where you are keeping yourself stuck. And for me, I just kept telling myself, I'm not supported, I'm not supported, I'm not supported. And so there my knee goes, there's my, your ankles, your feet, whatever. It will often be reflected in some way, structurally and physically within your body. So we carry a lot of trauma in our hips. We carry a lot of trauma in our, women, particularly in our abdomen. And that's why a lot of women also end up with breast cancer, because it's part of our expression and love and, womanhood. And if you go a little bit deeper into this work, you will find out where you're storing trauma in your body and what it means for you and your health. So, and often we'll, as women and mums, and we become martyrs, and we think we need to do everything, and we struggle to ask for help. So, our voice, throat chakra, thyroid, heart, all of those things are just constantly kept blocked and suppressed and create problems for our health. And the typical response is to go to the doctor. They say, yep, this is normal, this is blah, blah, your age, your lifestyle, take this tablet, take this medication, thyroid, that's normal now. Everything's normal now to be abnormal. So it's not how we're designed to operate. This magical body of ours can heal, and it can get you in from one age to the next year, happily and healthily, if we just listen to what is required for our body. We take sovereignty, we take our health seriously, and we put ourselves first. And if you need intervention from the medical system, you get it for short term. It's not a long-term thing. It's just there to mask. It's there to take the pain away and essentially try and manage the symptoms. But the symptoms are just your body saying, please, we're not doing something right. Something's not on here. As I said, if you've got constant reflux, it's like something you're not digesting properly. So is it a physical food, or it is an emotion? It could be both. You don't get to be midlife without having a few issues going on in your world. So, are you being true to yourself? Are you living in your own integrity? Are you saying what you're doing what you're saying? Do you say one thing, do another, promise yourself that you're going to do this, but then, so that becomes a thing in the body too. We kind of walk around with lots of guilt and shame and fear, which weighs heavy on us. And so I just want to offer you that there is a way to release these emotions from the body, and, to help your body and support your energy centers to operate more effectively and more efficiently. So just have a think about where, the stories that you're running, the programs that you're running, the genetics that you believe you carry based on stories. People have been able to really remove themselves from the family story. And, often I do talk to family, and most of the conversation revolves around their age and the doctor visits and the medication. And it's like, I don't want this to be my normal. This isn't not a normal way for me. And I don't think we were created to be on all these medications. Nature, like, these are all very recent things. So, hey B, how you doing? I just want to offer you the other option I want to say is that you have a choice. Your health is up to you, and being in control of this, it can sound confronting and conflicting, but essentially, we are in a life in a world now that functions on convenience, comfort, and like I said, we can turn a light on any time of the day, and our bodies do not know what time it is. It confuses our hormones. We can get food at any time of the day, any time of the night, any season, and it comes from all over the world. This is not communicating to our cells and to our bodies in a way that supports our health. So if anything that, you have heard me speak about in this last how long have I been going? For a little while. Just, you know, reach out if you need more support, if you don't quite understand what I am saying about the emotions and where the stored trauma is on the body. Because, you know, it's really helpful to let that stuff go. It's really helpful to have a session where you can remove beliefs and you can see what stories you've been keeping in your body, suppressed in certain parts of your system. So yeah. So this is day 4. I hope that's helped. As I said, there's some PDFs I've posted in the group. If you want to download those and have a read, they're great. And if you know you need to let go of sugar or some sort of habit, a 21-day sugar detox is ready to go. You can do that anytime. And yeah, hopefully you'll just feel a little bit better, especially as the spring is, I mean, it's not amazing weather out there, but we certainly have more daylight. Please make sure you're getting far more sun than you think is necessary. The more time you spend in sunlight each day, the better your hormones will be. Your melatonin works better, your healing hormones come on better, and you will sleep better. So that's day 4. Hopefully you're all well, and I will talk to you again tomorrow. Bye.